The world may be heading toward a new economic storm. Oil prices are rising, trade wars are getting more aggressive, and experts are warning that 2026 could become one of the most dangerous years for the global economy. But here's the biggest question. If the global economy slows down, who will lose everything, and who will become even richer? Welcome to Zero to Billion, the channel where we uncover the stories of money, power, billion-dollar businesses, and the psychology behind global empires. In today's video, we'll break down what a global economic slowdown really means, why experts are worried, which countries are at risk, and how some companies are turning this crisis into a billion-dollar opportunity. Watch until the end, because the final prediction could completely change the way you think about money and your future. A year the world will never forget. Banks collapsed, millions lost their jobs, entire economies crashed overnight. But something interesting happened during that crisis. While millions suffered, a small group of people became incredibly rich. Because every economic crisis creates two types of people: those who panic, and those who prepare. And now, economists believe the world could be moving toward another major slowdown. Financial experts and global institutions are warning that economic growth in 2026 may become dangerously weak. One of the biggest reasons is trade wars. Right now, the economic battle between the United States and China is getting more intense. New tariffs are increasing costs. Imports are becoming expensive. Supply chains are under pressure. And when the two biggest economies in the world start fighting economically, the entire planet feels the impact. Factories slow down, exports decline, businesses stop investing, and slowly, the global economy loses momentum. But that's only part of the problem. The second major threat is oil. Middle East tensions are pushing oil prices higher again. And when oil becomes expensive, everything becomes expensive. Transportation costs rise, food prices increase, manufacturing becomes more costly, flights become more expensive. In simple words, the heartbeat of the global economy starts slowing down. And this leads to one dangerous word: inflation. Inflation quietly destroys purchasing power. What costs $100 today could cost $150 tomorrow. And when inflation becomes uncontrollable, central banks raise interest rates. That creates another chain reaction. Loans become expensive, businesses stop expanding, real estate slows down, car sales fall, consumer spending drops. And when people stop spending money, economic growth slows even further. But now comes the confusing part. If the economy is slowing down, why are stock markets still rising? The answer is simple: artificial intelligence. AI has become the biggest investment trend in the world. Companies are spending billions of dollars on AI infrastructure. Data centers, AI chips, automation systems, machine learning technology. Everyone wants to dominate the future. But experts are also warning that this AI boom could become dangerous. Because many companies are spending massive amounts of money without guaranteed profits. And history has already shown us what happens when hype grows faster than reality. Back in 2000, the dot-com bubble started the same way. The internet was new. Investors became excited. Tech companies became massively overvalued. And then, everything collapsed. Trillions of dollars disappeared from the market. Today, some analysts believe the AI market could face a similar correction in the future. But here's what most people don't understand. A crisis is not only a danger. It's also an opportunity. When the world panics, smart businesses build the future. Think about COVID-19. While the world was locked inside homes, companies like Amazon and Zoom exploded in growth. Digital businesses made billions while traditional industries struggled to survive. And something similar could happen again. If a global slowdown arrives, certain industries could dominate the next decade. Like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, energy, defense, affordable consumer products, digital services. Because during difficult times, people spend less on luxury and more on necessity. That's why major corporations are already preparing. They're cutting costs, increasing automation, and laying off employees. You've probably seen the headlines already. Big tech companies are firing thousands of workers. But at the same time, they are hiring AI experts. Which means the future job market is changing rapidly. Simple repetitive work is slowly being replaced. And high-value digital skills are becoming more powerful than ever before. Now think about this carefully. If your future depends only on traditional jobs, the next few years could become very difficult. But if you learn AI, online business, content creation, automation, investing, or digital skills, this economic shift could become the biggest opportunity of your life. And that's exactly how wealthy people think. When markets crash, most people panic, but billionaires prepare. Warren Buffett once said, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." Rich people don't see fear the same way ordinary people do. They see discounts, opportunities, and future empires. That mindset difference is the difference between 0 and a billion. Now let's talk about developing countries. Nations like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and many African economies could face stronger pressure during a global slowdown. Why? Because many developing economies depend heavily on imports, foreign loans, and global trade. If the US dollar becomes stronger, if oil prices continue rising, or if exports decline, inflation inside these countries could become extremely painful. And in most cases, the middle class suffers the most. But at the same time, the digital economy is creating a completely new opportunity. Today, a single smartphone can generate global income. YouTube, freelancing, AI tools, e-commerce, remote work. These industries are creating a new generation of entrepreneurs. That's why the smartest investment today isn't only real estate or stocks. It's skill. Because markets can crash, currencies can weaken, businesses can fail, but valuable skills can make money in any economy. And maybe that's why the world is changing faster than ever before. Traditional career paths are slowly disappearing, while the creator economy is exploding. A YouTube channel, a personal brand, an AI startup, could become tomorrow's billion-dollar empire. And the people who prepare today will control the future tomorrow. Maybe the global slowdown will happen. Maybe it won't. But one thing is certain. The world is changing. And every major change in history creates new billionaires. The only question is, will you become one of them? Or will you only watch others succeed? If you enjoy business, money, power, and billionaire psychology, subscribe to the channel. Because here, we don't just talk about business news. We decode the game of power. This is 0 to Billion. And remember, every billionaire was once at 0.